Have you ever felt the magic of the equinox? It's the perfect time to cleanse your space, balance your energy, and connect with the cycles of nature. Stay with me, and I'll share some powerful pagan practices to make the most of this enchanting time. First up, let's tell a September equinox story. In the legendary lands of Camelot, the fall equinox was the time of great significance, marking the delicate balance between light and darkness. It was during this time that the mystical energies of Avalon were at their peak, and the veil between the worlds was getting thinner. As the sun dipped lower in the sky, casting a golden hue over the castle, King Arthur stood at the edge of the enchanted forest. The leaves turned hues of orange and red, signaling the approach of equinox. This was Arthur's favorite time, a moment of reflection on the past year and the contemplation of the future. But deep within Avalon, Morgana felt the pull of the equinox, the balance of power that she so craved. She knew her time was soon, and she began to emerge from the mist. I'm Miss Steele, and if you're looking for ways to harness the powers of the equinox, you're in the right place. Let's dive into some practices that will bring you balance and harmony in your life. What do pagans or pre-Christian cultures celebrate on the fall equinox or in the fall? Many honor the deities that embody the themes of balance, harvest, and transformation. Here are some examples. In the Norse mythology, Freyr is a god of fertility, prosperity, and bountiful harvests. Njord is the god of the sea and sea harvests. Thor was a god of thunder, but he's also the god who protects the people of earth. Thus, he's honored when the winter approaches. And Sif is a goddess of fertility and the earth, so she's celebrated for a harvest bounty. In Celtic mythology, we have several. We'll start with just Mabon, who's also known as the great son of the Earth Mother, goddess Modron. So as the equinox is a time when day and night are equal length, Mabon represents the balance between growth and dormancy. And his tale usually revolves around the themes of light and darkness, life and death, fitting for the equinox's dual nature. In Germanic mythology, there's Nerthus, which is an earth goddess of fertility and harvest. In Baltic mythology, there's Zemina, Lithuanian goddess of earth, fertility, and harvest. In Slavic mythology, there's Mokash, earth and fertility goddess, connected to women and the harvest. And in Finnish mythology, there's Pellervo, god of fields and fertility, ensuring crop and abundance. Anglo-Saxon mythology, we've got Hlafdi, goddess of grain and bread making. Another way that might appeal to you is to recognize the light and dark deities instead of the harvest ones. Here are some pairs that you might find interesting. Celts, Dagda and Morrigan, Arianrod and Gwydion, Cuchulainn and Fond, Hle La Gufes and Dulan Eldon, and they were brothers. Freyr and Freya, sibling gods of fertility, war, peace, and love. Mani and Sol, lunar and solar deities symbolizing celestial balance. Those were two of the Norse ones. Native American traditional deities are Sky Woman, celebrated by the people of the Longhouse. Includes the Mohawk, Oneida, Onondaga, Cayuga, Seneca, and the Tuscarora tribe. They also have twin brothers, Good Mind and Evil Mind, and Sun and the Moon among the Coast Salish tribes, embodying light and dark balance. Greek deities might be Demeter and Persephone, which is a harvest goddess, and the underworld queen, symbolizing life and decay. Or there's Hermes, god of transitions and boundaries. What are some of the major themes for the fall or equinox celebrations in some cultures? Well, around the world takes many forms. Here's some notable examples. Mabon, celebrated by modern pagans as a time of thanksgiving and the second harvest festival. Chuseok, a major Korean 3-day harvest festival. Pagan, a Buddhist holiday in Japan during the equinox week. Moon Festival in China and East Asia. Alban Elfed, Celtic water festival marking the balance of light and darkness. First Nation tribes in Canada. Haudenosaunee, they celebrate the fall harvest. Cree, they set up autumn hunting camps. The Ojibwe, they do a Manuman, which is the wild rice harvest festival. Inuit do a caribou hunt. The Mi'kmaq, which is a prime time for their moose hunting and celebrations. On Vancouver Island, there's the Nuchanulth. They celebrate the sea abundance. And there's the Kwakwaka'wakw, and they do fall customs and potluck gatherings. And then there's the Coast Salish tribes. They do fall salmon harvest celebrations. And then there's the Mowachat and the Muchalot. And they, although they are very distinct cultures, they've put their name together to show and honor their relationship with the whales and each other. And then there's the Norse, and they have a celebration called Alfablot, and that's an elven sacrifice. And usually these are private, very private. They're not open to the public. They're private family events to appease their spirits. Thank you for joining me on this journey of the equinox's rich traditions and practices. Stay tuned for part 2, where we're going to dive into the daily activities and specific equinox practices that you might like to incorporate into your own life. See you soon.